Right, Jeff, here we are, back in your garage again. Quite a nice day today, sun's out. And we've been busy, or you've been busy in particular, working on my Z650 frame.
Well, we've got
yeah, because I brought you those stainless steel plates. What happened was I made some templates in cardboard, a bit of CAD, cardboard edit design, and Jeff the welder cut them out for me. And now we've got them bolted on, drilled and bolted on the frame. And we've got 2 pieces, 3 pieces there, which make up the splash guard for the back wheel and the under tray. Yes, that's pretty good. And
I've just, like you said, I've drilled them.
Yeah, we
drill that bracket there. They're a little bit close. Once that's bolted
Don't
in.
worry. I mean, those bolts and nuts and bolts are just all the wrong sizes. Will
No, them will do that. They're staying. I just put a nut between them, bolted the angle to it, slid it in.
Oh yes, yeah.
Say you can put a little thin bit of rubber between that.
Yes.
But you might as well leave that bolted solid to the frame.
Yeah.
It just takes out some of the vibration.
Yeah.
You know, and if it does.
Yeah. Now, right now, it's not looking too good. It's dull stainless steel with blue engine zinc all over it, but we'll polish it up if need be.
Well,
I'll just blast it probably. I don't know.
Well, if you pull the stuff off the.
Yeah. If you turn
that's
it round,
why I left it. Yeah.
Yeah. If you turn it round, we can see what you would see had you been. Here we go. Here we go. Stand back a bit.
Well, I'm just trying to keep it on that.
Yes.
I don't want to back the headstock in on the concrete.
Yeah. So what we've got is
that's like a
plastic cover,
brush finish.
Yeah, protective cover. So
if you take all that off, then there's no need to.
Yes, yeah. We'll leave it like that. I'm not going to polish it because what's the point? It's going to be getting
inside.
dirty.
Just wants to wipe over. Just get that marking in off it.
Yeah. No problem. Yes, that's that. And you've also gone over the frame.
Well, look, you know.
Yeah, not only did Jeff the welder make that for me, he also went over the frame, went over a few welds and things a little bit. And now Jeff's been over it very carefully. Bit of filing here and there, getting it prepped.
It's where some of the original brackets were cut off, and that was done before
we got the frame,
I got it.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, ideally, if you weren't getting it powder coated, I'd have got that blasted off. Primer, quick coat of etch primer, and then a nice few coats of filler primer, and then you flat it all down,
and then paint it,
and then put use.
No, this is going to go off soon to Triple S, for a coat of gloss black powder coating, as always.
Well, like you say,
powder coat's great because it's quite thick and it hides a lot of the small nicks and marks. Now, so before anybody says anything, this frame was not an immaculate frame when we started to mess with it. It had been bodged and it had been cut up and God knows where else. So.
Well, it's like round here where we were welding, because it had all rust inside. There's nothing. Even when we tried just to weld them little bits around there to seal them, once rust gets inside, you start to weld and.
You can't weld to rust.
You can't clean it off because it's trapped between the layers of metal. So sometimes if you gas it, you can actually. It will melt in, but electric, sometimes if you're using it, if you try to TIG it all, it can.
Right, good. So that's great. Well. There is one more thing to do before I take that frame away, and get it to Triple S, which I brought you something today, and we've got to do a bit of drilling. And I thought I could do it, but what I've got to do now is really easy if you have 2 pairs of hands. So
right, go on, then
that's
what's next. That done.
Okie doke. Right, so next up then, Jeff, is we've brought down the stainless steel battery box from the electrics box that fits. It's full of your bits and bobs.
I'll be doing that in a few years, won't I? Outside on a street con.
Possibly. No, you haven't. And what I've done is I've done something wrong here, Jeff. I've brought you something. I brought you this. It's an M unit.
An M unit?
And what I was going to do was drill the side of that electric box to take.
To go on there?
Yeah, but do the way around. It's quite small. No, up.
Oh, that way?
Yeah. Well, because then it'll be behind the side panel, you see.
Right.
But having opened that box, I've suddenly realised I've made a little boo-boo. Because it's empty. I've got several M units, and obviously I picked it up and thought, oh yeah, that must be the one. And it's not. And it's so heavy because it's full of the...
the electronic stuff?
Yeah, but it felt heavy because it's got the manual with it. And the manual's about 100 pages thick. It's quite a complicated thing, that. So, yeah.
Is this just like a for the CD for the ignition?
No.
Oh, right.
No, that's like a little brain that operates all the electrics.
Yeah.
So you don't need to worry. So you don't need to have things like
I'll have to buy one of them. I can bolt it on my head. And
Yeah,
give me more,
I think you need more than that. I think you need more than that. No, you don't think things like, let me think.
I'll be able to do more then.
An indicator relay, you don't need, yes, you don't need a indicator relay, you don't need a fuse box, you don't need all kinds of things that it takes care of. It's even got an alarm built into it and so on. And it can work with what's called momentary contact switchgear, which they also make, which is really neat little switches you put on handlebars, such that one switch can do more than one job.
Ah, right.
So like with my other bikes, I've got one switch and it operates the headlamp. So it's off and on, and also high beam and low beam on the same switch. It's quite clever. Anyway, but I've done something wrong, and I picked up the wrong box, and so we can't do it now. But anyway, the plan was, if you imagine that this is bolted to the side of here, and this in turn fits.
How come
here.
you're going to mount it vertically? Wouldn't it look better?
Well,
that's entirely up to you.
I mean, the wiring then goes.
Oh,
down.
right.
I really want it to go back and forth.
So, yeah.
It's a lot easier, you see.
I'm with you.
They're really small. I mean, I don't know how big they are, but.
Well, looking at the cut-out thing there,
It fits inside there, so it's very small. Well, so I thought, right, it's such an odd shape this that holding it and drilling it at the same time is quite tricky.
Yeah.
So I thought, right, I'll bring this along. We can hold it, drill it, done and dusted. It's done.
It's not bad. You have to get the drill. We'll have to put something like a piece of wood G-clamp to it, spin the table around, and then sit.
Yeah, it's a bit involved to do it right.
It's very.
It's a very awkward shape.
Try and sit that on its side and then try and drill it.
Yes.
And well, you've got a centre punch anyway, so dot mark it.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Yes, that's what I brought this for.
Yeah.
But it's empty, so that's no good. I'll have to bring you the correct one.
Right.
Next time I come and see you.
Shall I leave?
Yeah, just leave that.
I'll put them.
Yeah. Put them back where they came.
Keep everything
nice and neat and tidy. Yeah. So that's that. But anyway, that's separate from the frame. So now, in fact, I think we can take all this off here, and I can take the frame, and it can go off to be powder coated next week. Yeah, right, Jeff. Where were we? Yeah. So having messed up bringing this thing.
No, you messing up.
Yes, I messed up.
It does feel like that, doesn't it?
It does. It does feel like there's something in it, but it's not. It's just a big, heavy instruction manual. Anyway, so.
You sure it's not hidden underneath?
No.
Not underneath that.
No. But I've got a few of these because I've got them on other bikes. That's why I've got an empty box. Anyway, I'll bring you the correct one soon. Yeah. So once it goes off for powder coating, that'll be a week turnaround. I think it's going to go off for powder coating. Your list will be taking it end of the week. So
he's going up.
Yeah, it's going to go up anyway. Saves me a trip, and be back in a week, hopefully, or 2 weeks, and then big day. I'll need some extra hands. We've got to get the engine in there, or rather, the frame over the engine.
He's not put oil in the engine.
No.
Best way of doing it.
Engine on its side, and then we drop the frame on.
Drop it and then get the bolts in, and then tip it up.
Yes. At which point it gets to be quite heavy and quite tricky to manoeuvre around, and that's why I said it might be better to try and work out things like the footrests now rather than when it's on the front.
As long as I know them 2 bolt hole centres, I can make them from that.
Okay, cool.
Because I know with the brackets, they're not going to come anywhere.
Yes.
I'm sure if we make something that's in the ballpark and then we bolt them on, and then you can, when you've got your foot there, what you need is your foot comfortably, and then someone with a marker pen, just to put under your foot, and then just go
there.
Yeah.
I've also remembered something that I've forgotten. I've also done something else wrong today. I've forgotten to bring something else, and what I've forgotten to bring is the swing arm, because we need to make spaces to fit the swing arm to that. We can. But the swing arm's already been powder coated, you see, so it's all a bit delicate. I don't like moving it too much.
I'll get all this lot for thingy out of the way, and his wheel, and then I can put some carpet on there, and sit it on there to do it. But
as I say, that'll have to wait until the frame comes back. Just I'm a bit paranoid about. The powder coating is so nice from Triple S. You're sort of paranoid about having it scratched or marked in any way as you do the final build up. Yeah, so that's that. What's is going on?
Have you got your dome nuts for?
Yes, I've got everything.
I don't know if you can get stainless ones for that.
I've already got some.
Oh, you've got? Are they 12mm?
Whatever they are, I've got
12.
I'm always buying. Every nut and bolt I've
yeah.
got is probably stainless steel, so I've got plenty there. Yeah, we just have to remove all that resin that's been dripping on there.
Don't know who did that.
Can't think. Some scruffy sod, I don't know.
Scruffy sod.
Yeah. Right. What else? Oh, another thing. While I'm here, I've got a fairing that's on its way.
Oh.
Slight delay because the guy can't get hold of the Perspex screen, but that's coming soon. And I've also been thinking about the front mudguard, which is the right pain to do because...
I've got a front... do you know I've got some front mudguards?
Have you? What kind of front mudguards?
Ones with a bracket on.
Oh,
Let's go and have a quick look.
Let's have a look. Right, so Jeff's disappeared off to the depths of his loft. Don't fall down, lad. Here he comes, laden down with mudguards.
Are you filming this?
Yeah, let's have a look. What have you got? Oh, no.
No, I think it's that one.
No, 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 no.
No.
No, 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 no. Too modern.
Ah, right.
Too modern.
Yeah.
That's the problem, you see. It'd be easy if I could just go and buy myself an R6 front guard, fit it, no problem. But it looks wrong, it won't look right on a older red one. So.
I understand that, but I thought, have a look at them.
Yes.
I couldn't... Yeah.
Right, hang on, let me move the camera. Right, yeah, the problem is that I've got a set of R6 forks, R6 fork legs, and I don't like the mudguard. It will not look right on an old Z1 style bike.
No, it's got all...
So I wanted something that did look right.
True.
So the obvious choice was, it's a Yamaha, it's got a Yamaha R6 front end. How about a Yamaha XJR13? And looking at the front forks, they look very similar. And I thought, oh great, and they look fine, you know, the XJR's retro, the mudguard will work. Having investigated it, guess what? They're similar, they're almost identical, but they're not the same. The mounts are different by about 14 millimeters.
Do they mount on the sides?
Yes, yes. So I'm actually going to order one anyway, and I reckon we should be able to make it fit. We're just going to make a bracket. I mean, it could be cheap and cheerful, let's drill another hole 14 mil away and it'll work. I think they are big enough, but we'll do it a bit better than that, I think.
I had a Suzuki one. You find a lot of the Suzuki ones. You know, have you had a look at a Suzuki Bandit or?
Too modern. Too modern. No. I want something retro.
Or something that'll bolt from the top.
Yeah, if it bolts from the top, it means then I've got to make a fork brace of some kind,
right.
Which obviously you don't have right now.
Right.
I mean, you don't really need one. Yeah, so that's happening. That's on order at the moment. Yes, that's that. So now, since my tea is empty, there it is down there, look, and time's getting on, so we'll load up that fairing in the back of my little car.
Are you leaving this on? Or?
Yeah.
And take all that off.
The next time we see you,
well, I'll pop that back up.
Yes, that frame will be powder coated, and hopefully the engine might even be in, but we'll see. We'll see. And now here we are, back on again. And while I've been away, this rather large box has just turned up, which is great. But before I open it, I'll just show you something else first. Because here, I've got the Z1000A1 tank, and while the frame was off at Jeff the Welder's, he also did some work on this tank. Because as you can see here, he's repaired this area just there. And the problem was that some idiot in the past, not me, had drilled this tank to try to mount a different kind of petcock, and did it really badly, and it was a right mess when I had the tank. So he's filled in the holes the guy drilled with weld, and then welded on this plate very neatly. Now obviously before I have the tank painted and use it, this tank has to be pressure tested. So I've asked around, and one good way of doing it, so I'm told, is to fill a tank with boiling hot water, because the heat will expand the metal and hopefully show up any problems with the weld. But I'm pretty damn sure there won't be any, because Jeff the Welder is very good at what he does. So yeah, that's good. So we'll just put him away a second, and we'll open up this rather large box that just arrived. Now I've opened the top, but I've not looked inside yet, so let's just see what's in here. Hopefully it's in shot. I must say it's a lot bigger than I thought it would be, this box. Okay, so it's full of cardboard. Yet again, more cardboard, and then we've got lots of packing, lots of bubble wrap, as expected. Yes, and yeah, so what we've got here is, ooh, okay, I've got more than I expected actually. This is interesting. Okay, this is actually a lot better than I thought. Right, so what we've got here is the front cockpit fairing that I mentioned earlier on. And here we have the smoke screen, which I thought was the reason why there was a delay in getting it to me, because the guy who's making it couldn't get the screen, but clearly he's got that now. So that's pretty good. This is a lightly smoked one. You've got a choice of clear or very dark. I went for a sort of light smoked. And then in here, you can find it in almost bubble wrap. We've got actually something I didn't expect. This is the inner piece that would hold some instrumentation, I think, on a standard bike, because this is for or made for, a copy of, a BMW R90S. So what this would be is that sitting below the screen here, and so you could sort of drill this and fit some instrumentation, a clock or whatever. Yeah, so I didn't expect that actually, that's quite good. Looks very well made, it's in fiberglass as I wanted. And then here, we've got the main bearing itself. It's actually quite big, isn't it? A lot bigger than I thought, but I think this might look quite good on a Z1. I've been looking online and I've not found any pictures of a Z1, Z9, Z1000 style bike with this particular fairing, so maybe there's one out there, but I don't see one. But I'm hoping that the style of it will suit the Z1 tank and the Z1 bodywork that I've got. Yeah, so there it is. That looks pretty damn good to me. The gel coat's very nicely done. Again, this is made in the UK, I think it's made in Leeds. So yeah, pretty happy with that. It comes obviously with all of the fasteners, and down here somewhere I just see a little packet which includes the mounts as well. Or some mounts. I mean, obviously they won't work on a one-off bike like mine, but we can use them and make our own mounts if need be. That's pretty good. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Now you can get these in ABS as well, which is basically plastic. And I've seen some that cost £300, which is ridiculous. This one was made in fiberglass, made in the UK, and it came to about £110, which is pretty good value if you ask me. And the reason why I went for fiberglass rather than ABS is because this is much easier to modify. So if I need to maybe cut a bit away or add a bit, it's much easier to do. You can't really do that with ABS, it's pretty much impossible. But fiberglass, no problem at all. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. So let's just get in the way. And here is a label. This is where it came from. This is a P&P Motorcycle Bodyworks Limited. So it's not in Leeds, it's Dorset. It's in where are we? Yeah, Dorset. So pretty happy with that. And if I ever need something similar, I will certainly ask this guy again because he was very good. Quick return. Bought it through eBay. Again, about £110. Can't argue that. And the packaging is very good as well. I mean, look at this. Vast amounts of bubble wrap, screen and so on. So yeah, very happy with that. It will, however, be a long time before we can try it out on the bike. But what I can do is I can try it with the front end, and then we can start to make the mounts for it on the front end, because obviously that's all we need. I do have a Z1. It's not originally. It's a copy of a Z1 front headlamp, and let me see now. Yes, I think Jeff made me some one-off mounts for that to fit the R6 forks. So that area could be modified again. We can make brackets and so on to fit this fairing on that front end. What I can't do, of course, is stand back and see how it looks on the bike because the bike's in pieces. The frame's about to go off for powder coating in the next few days, so it might be a while before we can try this out. But I'm really happy with it, and yeah, God knows where it's going to go. I'll have to find some room for it. So yeah, that's pretty good. We'll find a home for that somewhere. At least it's not very heavy, and this tank can go back on the shelf where I found it. Yeah, so that's pretty good. So that's it so far. What else is happening with the Z650/1170 project at the moment? In truth, not much, because we're in a stage now where I'm just waiting for things to happen. I'm waiting for the engine to be finished. I'm waiting to get the manifolds and the ignition system for the engine. That should be pretty damn soon. I've just paid for it actually, so it shouldn't take long. And also, of course, when the frame comes back in 1 or 2 weeks, then that's when the engine can go in, the frame, and we can start to do the final assembly. Which in turn, it will look like the bike's 90% finished because it'll stand there. It'll look pretty damn good, I hope. But it still will be a long way from being finished because we have to design a wiring harness, build a wiring harness with the M unit. I've got to buy some M switches for that, and some instrumentation and so on, which I don't have yet. So yeah, there's still lots to do. I still don't have any hand controls. We've still got to make the foot controls from scratch. But all those things can be done once the engine is back in the frame. So anyway, that's what's next. So we'll end it here, and thanks for watching, and cheers.